Hello and welcome to the back nine of round 2 of the Open at Austin, presented by Flight Factory Discs. We are at the open course at Harvey, Penick. I'm Erika Stinchcomb.
I'm Madison Walker. We are your two hot geese.
That is true.
Honk.
Honk. Better conditions than yesterday. Had one weather delay, a little bit of mist, but nothing too crazy. Some wet ground conditions, but no real wind. We are watching some absolute fire rounds, particularly from the chase card, so it's cool to be able to check in with them. Cat Mertsch in solo first, though, hanging on to it. 10 down so far, 3 down on the round. Owns Scoggin 6 down through 10, taking a bogey on the 9th hole in solo second.
Kristin Tattar still looking pretty clean. She's also doing a 3 under par here. It's really difficult to get through that wooded stretch without getting a couple bogeys, but Henna unfortunately having some putting woes, which is what's keeping her scorecard adding some bogey strokes. Let's start out with hole 10. It's 315 feet, sharply downhill. We had a ripping headwind yesterday. Today, calm.
Yeah, a little bit of a like left to right, nothing crazy.
Okay, and that's a great win for this hole. You want to come in soft on this island. Everything before this cart path, including the cart path itself, is out of bounds. It's another one where you don't want to come in too hot. I like the sidearm. I like a straight mid-range backhand or putter backhand. If you do not land safe on the island, there's a 40-foot downhill little drop zone. That's a very friendly putt for saving par.
Yeah, I generally love the forehand. There was just enough wind where if you maybe aren't confident in your forehand, it could kind of carry it. I like that Kristin was trying to keep it low, but man, it just caught that curb hard.
Cat pulling out a backhand. We haven't seen her throw as many sidearms as normal, but her backhands are looking great. This one did not quite flip up as much as she wanted, and she is going to find out of bounds.
Dang. Nearly had it. That was an AVR 3. Trying to go putter. Henna, S-line P2.
Great height.
Yeah, as long as it checks up, that's beautiful. Catrina going to go backhand also. The main mistake you have to avoid is hitting that tree. I like that all of these ladies are just taking a nice straight line. If they make a mistake, it's going to be slightly to the left side of the pin. Catrina inside the circle for a birdie.
Henna from circle 2 for her birdie putt. And I kind of like this distance for a birdie putt. It's nice.
You're like not too mad if you miss it, but you
yeah.
can give it a good run.
Pressure's off. Kristin trying to get this one to save her par.
Pressure on.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin not giving it quite enough there. Cat Mertsch trying to save the par also. Off the top.
Some of Cat's putts come out kind of all wobbly like that and wonky, and it's like, is that going to work? Oh, what happened? And then it's fine. And it just goes in.
Sometimes it's fine.
Yep.
Yeah, I would describe Cat Mertsch as generally wild.
Yeah, she is
in everything she does.
Very strong feel player, unlike Catrina, who is just methodical.
Yeah, and Catrina not off by too much, but just stacking up those bogeys, which can happen in the woods. Nice to see her cash in the birdie. I believe she's moving back to 1 over on the round.
Cat and Kristin both going to have to settle for bogeys here on this very fun downhill par 3, but such an
fun if you get it.
Yeah, such an easy hole for it to get away from you. There were only 11 birdies on this one and 37% bogeys, so almost a birdie or bogey hole-ish.
Yeah.
Not quite, but
everyone I've talked to has really liked the hole.
Mm-hmm.
Own gonna be in a tie for first with Cat Mertsch taking that bogey. Hole 11 at par 5. 900 feet OB on both sides. You kind of want to hang out a backhand over the right side OB, and then you're going to get some big skips. The fairway tilts from right to left, so you can flare skip out of bounds easily. Second shot, you want to land somewhere in this area. Third shot, you're usually shooting over the green and towards that right side OB with a backhand that then fades in and hopefully gives yourself an easy birdie. The way that this is subtly sloped can really make it tough to land safe on the drive. Sidearm's a great play if you can get enough distance.
Missy playing out over the OB like you have to so that you don't come in too fast and skippy. Find that left side OB. Like Erika said, it does slope pretty steeply downhill from right to left.
More than it looks.
Forehand is, I think, the best play here.
Own kind of pushing the opposite side and checking up really nicely with a flare skip. Plenty of distance.
I feel like this is just a perfectly designed golf course hole.
Totally.
You can't draw it up any better when you're in the wide open. It's just with the way the fairway slopes, with how big this landing zone is, this is how you design a golf course hole.
Yeah, and it's so fair to get the birdie, but there's also so much danger. Yeah, it's a good point. Own with a huge second shot. Lands in the narrowest, most difficult part of the fairway to land. She's going to go across the green here. You can see the pin in between those trees. Owen's going to be, I think maybe circle's edge, it looks like, for a birdie putt. Missy trying to follow suit here after a huge second shot as well, even bigger than Owen's.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Cash money.
So solid.
Owen going to bounce right back from that single blemish on her scorecard and move back to 7 down because math.
And Missy, is she bogey free?
Yeah, bogey free 6, I believe.
God. I feel like Missy has so many bogey free rounds. It's so impressive.
Or just like maybe 1. Yeah, she's been clean all year. Catrina, this needs to sit, and it does. Generally, you do want to hang it out just a bit wider just in case.
Henna, though, usually taking a little bit more of a linear approach. Let's see. Yep, she does more of a flip-up play here. Really testing that OB line.
That's great. And not going too crazy. She's going champion Thunderbird here. Doesn't need to go nuts and get the full distance.
Kristin, with the sidearm play, I think if you have it, this is what you're going to do. It's great because it lands on the slope. Oh,
wow.
that got a lot more ground play than I was expecting.
Yeah, usually, as you were about to say, I think the way the slope is slanted, it kind of mitigates the skip.
Cat going huge.
Huge. That's that same glow Thunderbird that she just absolutely loves. And we love it too.
We do too. We love seeing someone just unleashed. If there was someone born for the spotlight,
Yeah.
it is Cat Mertsch.
If I could swap places with someone for a day, it might be Cat Mertsch. Just see what that world is like. Ooh,
okay.
Lucky
Yes.
break there.
The old grass backboard.
Catrina, honestly, nearly a perfect shot, but again, that OB just comes into play so quickly. Kristin, left with kind of a tough shot here. I like being more on the left side when you're attacking this next shot, just the way it's shaped at that really narrow part. Kristin going to have to push the right side and then try not to flare skip OB left.
Oh, she is on the line.
Wow.
Whoa.
Those are both unbelievably lucky breaks. I'm not salty. Henna looks like she's going absolutely huge here. There's more room once you get past that skinny part on this left side, but she finds OB.
Kind of surprising to see her go that big. I feel like it doesn't add that much of an advantage.
Yeah, she went accidentally landed in that second bunker yesterday. And so I feel like her going that left side where there's way more room was just trying to correct the mistake, and she almost had it.
Cat going with another bomb here.
Yeah, she's in circle 2 for eagle.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Catrina standing on her backboard.
Great width on this one. Not quite as much ground play as you'd like, but she is in circle 2 for birdie. Whoa. How often do you run from tall to short grass? That's looking great from Kristin.
Yeah, she navigates it really well. Weird footing.
It's like really wet grass too. Just grabs at you. Henna throwing 4. Gonna go standstill here. She's less than 200, or 200 max anyway, from the pin. Beautiful.
Cat with the eagle look.
Her putt's looking a little wild today.
It is.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like her normal. I wonder if she's trying something new. Maybe a little bit more hyzer angle so it doesn't go quite as far past.
Yeah, I mean, she has that sometimes, but as you said, just a feel player. Ooh, Catrina, another big putt for birdie. Great to see her cleaning up this back 9. Let's see it again in slow-mo. Second huge putt of the round.
Yeah.
Second slowest.
Yep. She was canning them from circle 2 yesterday as well. Kristin trying to save par here after the OB stroke off the tee. Heck yeah.
And a par save with an OB feels fine here.
Mm-hmm. That feels good. Only a quarter of the field got the birdie here. Only 11 people getting to circle 1 in regulation. 12 people getting the birdie.
I wonder how many other eagle looks there have been, if any. Mertsch had to be the closest one.
Yeah, I wish there was an eagle stat. I feel like maybe someone like Eliezer could go huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she doesn't have the fear yet.
No.
She's young.
She has the reckless. Henna slides 1 in, manages to save par with the OB stroke. Let's see what the chase card is doing on the following hole.
Double mandatory here. Not a ton of wind. Usually going to hang a backhand and try to skip in just like this.
Does anyone play like Own? Is there anyone in the world that plays like Own?
Don't lie. But say in the comments if it's you. But don't lie.
Don't lie. Tell us the truth, okay?
Video evidence or it doesn't count. Can you imagine someone going out there and just trying to throw all destroyer flexes? It would go
Just
so
polishing their
badly.
game.
Like,
Yeah.
Owen has so much control over those discs. It's insane.
She gets them to land and break and get just the perfect amount of skip. That's what's mind-blowing. Hole 12, it's 310 feet, like Erika said, the double mando. That is, you're not really thinking about it. It's close enough that it's not really in your head, but it exists. There's an OB line that pinches in as it gets closer to the green. It is inside the circle at pin high. They moved this basket from that little ant mound just behind it, and it's really up to the birdie percentage. This is one that you want to at least have a putt on. There was a head right to left crosswind yesterday. Today, not a lot of wind to worry about.
Yeah, we saw that flag all still on the chase card check-in. Able to really attack this thing.
Catrina with a really nice little forward ground play. She's going to have to tango with that big tree on the green, but she is inside the circle.
Does it have to be a tango or can it be any dance?
Ooh, salsa? I guess since we're in Texas, it'll be a line dance, right?
Yeah, probably. Cat going champ TL, putting it to about 16 feet.
It says 310 feet, but I find myself reaching for a distance driver here. What do you do?
Yeah, I can get a 10 speed there if it's perfect, but I think a lot of ladies going distance driver just because it's,
You almost
I don't know, it's tight, like flippy distance.
Yeah,
driver.
you almost don't want to have to throw something as hard as you can through the double mando.
Mm-hmm.
You just kind of want to get throw something easy through there.
Kristin actually hit the inside of that right tree, it looked like, but it's perfect.
Part of the plan. It's
I'm
all part of the plan.
pretty sure she hit it. Dang, now I feel crazy. All right, rewind it. Keep me honest.
Yeah, tell us what happened.
I'm pretty sure.
Cat with another birdie.
She's out of here, man. She's going places.
Catrina not behind the tree enough to have to take a straddle putt. Oh,
Just an inch high. Katrina's back nine looking super strong so far, though.
there were only 11 birdies on this one today.
Henna, no. Similar distance coming back for par. And Henna did save par on that one, but still a couple over on the round. Cat and Own in a tie for the lead. Hole 13. A short par 3 used to be a huge par 5. You're going across a ravine, very similar to hole 1 of this new layout. You're just trying to throw something, usually backhand hyzer, straight that goes around the tree and checks up nicely. The OB is pretty tight on the corner. If you hyzer something too much, you can catch a tree or something. There is an OB green straight ahead too if you push too straight. But this is another one where if you're not at least in circle 2, you are not happy. We saw Own get pretty lucky on this one yesterday.
Definitely.
She's got her flippy destroyer, makes the correction. That looks great.
I think she threw a sidearm yesterday as well.
She did.
So flip-flopping the game plan.
A wild one.
Missy with a really nice looking shot as well.
Beautiful.
Inside the circle. Her and Own just going shot for shot.
Yeah, pretty much. Missy cans the birdie. Own even closer. How many birdies is that now? You start to lose track.
Yeah, and those are two of only 13 birdies on the day today as well. Cat going big hyzer over the OB green, getting some ground play. She'll be on the deep side, but safe and inside the circle.
Oh, crowd loves it. I feel like they were extra loud for that one. Kristin pushing nice and straight. This needs to hyzer a little bit more to find the circle. She's going to be in circle 2. I think that's one of the most common mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Plenty safe. You're not messing with any OB, but you leave yourself a long putt. This is the riskier line pushing that tree, but boy, does it pay off.
It sure does.
Henna still 2 over, looking to find some green as we push farther into the back 9.
And squeaks inside the circle just barely for a birdie putt.
Kristin up first, about 45 feet, slightly downhill, no wind on the green.
Oh, I misread earlier. There was actually 21 birdies.
Oh, okay, that
makes
seems
way
better.
more sense.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say concerned.
Yep, just over 40% of the field getting it.
Seems like the longer ones aren't as nervy from Henna. That was a great putt. And that is going to take her to 1 over on the round. Cat in that tie, looking to get the solo lead back. And she does.
Solid.
Yeah, that one was kind of less floppy and hyzery, a little bit more of a
maybe
direct.
maybe the elevated baskets. She does
Yeah.
something a little different.
Catrina for a birdie and getting under par on the round after kind of that rough wood stretch. Very impressive.
Kristin going to take the only par on the card on hole 13 as we head back into another wooded hole. And Owen going to be in the still in a tie for first with Kat Mertsch. Both of them just still taking birdies.
Yeah, insane.
Hole 14, 465, that out of bounds stroke on the left comes in so close. Catching any of those early trees, you can find it so fast and it becomes a very difficult hole after that. Ideally, you want to get a sidearm way out to the right side of this wooded area. That way it opens up your second shot, making that gap a lot wider. I like throwing a mid out to the green for your second shot. There's no out of bounds that you have to worry about once you get out into the open, but the corner right at that gap does get really tight. So your second shot, you're a little nervous about.
Checking back in on the chase card, Owen coming off a turkey, only that single bogey blemishing her around. She throws a nice straight shot through here. I think this is one that kind of baits you into the hyzer, but it's more of a straight shot than it looks, which I think everyone has learned now. Wow, what an approach.
And the gap just is so wide from that side.
This is Owen's second crested caracara of the round.
Oh my God,
she has two.
Greedy Owen. Leave some for everyone else.
One of them has a sombrero.
Everyone wants a little bit of those orange feathers.
Uh-oh. Actually, I think Kat gets away with that.
Wow.
Fortunate break.
I like the forehand here. I think that's a great play.
Yeah, you can end up more straight or to the right of the fairway than I think it looks off the tee to open up the next shot. That's great. Like, that
good.
doesn't seem like it looks good based on where the trees are, but it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Henna just going mid here. One of the best mid throwers in the game.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Champion Rock 3.
Her second shot's going to be a little pinched off, but she will be able to work a hyzer from there to the green.
Kristin with a Grand Grace sidearm. Gets it to turn. Oof, just enough. Great shot.
I'll never get over the disc name Grand Grace. It just sounds so elegant. Kat, we can see after her kicking left, thankfully not out of bounds, but it's so pinched off. It's impossible to get to the green from there or even a long putt. She's just going to have to chip out.
Yeah, that was well done. I like that she didn't try to get too greedy there. Catrina with another touchy sidearm. Looks like she's lining up kind of that middle gap there with a little bit of a turnover. Leaves it just a bit short.
Yeah, tried to go a slower speed disc there, and I like that for the flight pattern, but just not quite enough height.
This either needs to be a spike hyzer from Henna or get a little bit of ground play.
So good.
Mm-hmm.
Kristin a little further right maybe than you want to be. Kind of in a precarious little spot, but she finds a gap.
But it's a nice straight shot, though. I know she was a little tangled up, but it just, that angle at the gap is more workable.
Mm-hmm. Kat just has to chip up to the green now. And that'll be a nice, easy par. There were 16 birdies on this one, a third of the field getting it, but also a third of the field bogeying.
Probably people finding just trouble off the tee.
Yeah, I bet that early OB comes into play a lot. Also that little corner right before you get out into the open.
Kristin for a birdie, 26 feet or so. Cans it.
Super solid.
Yeah, Kristin kind of slowly putting together a great round as she does.
As she does. This basket, it drops off pretty steeply behind it too, so nice confident run, high in the chains. Henna and Kat both going to tap in their birdies. Henna with a birdie, Kat with a par.
And Catrina with a par.
Numbers.
I was playing that Kat Catrina game, so I wasn't sure where.
Owen gonna be on the next hole on the chase card, hole 15, looking for another birdie here. She made a circle 2 putt for birdie yesterday. She has about the same amount of work to do. She's good for it.
Gosh dang, Owen. That's 2 5 in a row. Has that ever happened?
So she has.
Is there a name for that?
She has 2 crested caracaras with golden sombreros.
Yeah, two of them.
She really has it all.
She has it all. And I mean, our lead card doing well. 5 down, 4 down.
But honestly, have we had to do that 2 5
I
in a row?
don't think so. Owen's at 11 down through 15. That's insane. And here it is, hole 15. We just saw Owen get her millionth birdie of the round, her 12th actually. But it's a par 3, 345. Nice and calm today. You usually see kind of the hyzer flip turnover or force over backhand. You don't really see sidearms on this one. I guess it could work, but largely everyone kind of trying to throw a similar shot shape and check up on this hillside. It is possible to kind of blast past this thing and find the OB deep. There's an OB green on the right that doesn't come into play unless you really yank something over.
This is a really great change from the hole they had here last year. It's way more birdieable, still with a very demanding line though.
Whoa. Little parkour off the bench. And what'd I say?
No one's going to throw sidearms here.
I didn't say that exactly. You don't see a lot. And look, it's not even inside the circle.
Yeah, Kristin finds a little mud puddle, mud patch, and doesn't get any ground play at all.
Oh, that is something worth talking about. A lot of the dirt, slip from Kat. It's kind of sandy, and it would just cake on your shoes. And it made it really weird today. I feel like it's not something we're seeing, but it is something that a lot of these ladies are dealing with off camera.
Yeah, this tee pad looks. We saw Kat slip, but it looks muddy.
Like you can see the dirt tracks and everything. Like this is where it started to get really rough, and everyone just had mud caked on their shoes.
You can see Catrina not driving into that front foot at all, worried about slipping. She goes all arm, and she's going to be well inside circle 2.
Henna just lays up inside the bullseye for a par. She is back to even on the round.
This is a green you don't really want to mess around with. That OB on the left side does come into play with rollaways. Catrina and Henna both being really smart with their layups.
I just like to mess around with all of them. I don't.
So do I.
I don't like to learn.
And that's why we take mini bogeys.
That's why we're here and not there.
After the slip, unfortunately. I thought she went out of bounds.
No, she was just past that green in
Okay.
between kind of the green and the OB road. And even Kat Mertsch, wild child, lays up.
A round of pars. There were only 9 birdies today on hole 15. Less than yesterday, but I think it really probably has to do with that pretty muddy tee pad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone crossing over to that tee pad is like, arms up, like tiptoeing.
Everyone's got sticks and they're just like scraping mud out of their treads of their shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Texas.
Again, Kat 5 down, Kristin still 4. Own 11.
No one even close.
It's crazy.
It is crazy. Hole 16, 320. This is a hole that I think is fairly straightforward and simple as long as there is no wind. Yesterday we had a headwind that made it very difficult to decide what you wanted to do. There's no out of bounds on the right side, just some pretty thick woods that you don't want to mess with. All of those bunkers on the left side are hazard, and you can find them pretty easily. But it was calm today? Mm-hmm. Relatively calm today, so everyone can kind of take a more linear approach and not have to try to work a flex shot in there. I love the forehand play if you have it.
Yeah. I would say there was the ever slightest of headwinds, if anything, but you can see the flag's not really doing much.
Own.
Ooh. Flashes the basket, looks like.
Perfect distance.
Her to move to 12.
6 in a row, folks. Mind is blown.
Yeah.
This course played so difficult last year. It's cool to see people shredding, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's significantly easier.
The course, I do think it is.
Yeah, but for a 12 down?
No, I mean, that's unbelievably impressive.
That is so crazy.
But I would say it wasn't even possible at the other course.
Oh, definitely.
It felt
not.
like.
Yeah.
All right, back to what we're actually watching.
Henna gets a nice little backboard tree action on the green. Kristin airs this one out, doesn't quite get over on it. She will still actually have a putt for birdie. Kat Mertsch, I feel like she would have thrown a sidearm here.
Yeah, we are seeing a lot more backhands from her. And that one is pulled.
I wonder if she's dealing with like a little naggy injury, maybe.
Catrina with a really nice line here. Great amount of turn.
So good.
Yeah, wow. Inside the bullseye.
What was that?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
And now everyone knows I don't know.
Hey, everyone. Erika doesn't know.
There's a sidearm from Kat. And she's really good at them.
Right on the koozie. Kristin with a slightly downhill putt from circle 2 for her birdie.
Running it? Looks like.
For sure. Really running it.
Yeah. Solid bid.
There were 13 birdies today on hole 16, a quarter of the field.
Henna, this is to move under par for the round. The last two are gettable as well. There we go. It's kind of that nervy distance. And she's, had a bit of a rough go, but still hanging on to top 5.
Yeah, really cleaning it up as we moved out into the more open holes.
Same with Catrina, really turning it around the later part of the round. And that is to go 2 down now on the round.
Only a couple left for owned a birdie.
12.
Crazy. Look at Missy shooting
with a bogey.
Missy shooting a 7, Haiti shooting an 8, and those are just
pedestrian.
Yeah, not good enough.
Hole 17 is a par 4, 505 feet. Mandatory on the right, OB line tight on the left. I like the backhand hyzer flip to late turn. You do see some force overs. You can work a sidearm. You want to get as close to this short pin, which is the MPO pin, as you can, and then try to find a gap. The drone is flying through the biggest one, which often lines itself up for a forehand approach. There are a couple of smaller gaps as well, and especially if you're far enough, you can definitely attack for birdie, but this is one of the more difficult ones where I don't think they left like a particularly open route on the second shot, and it's a challenging tee shot.
Yeah, only 25% of the MPO field are getting to that basket for birdie. So it's not.
Theirs is a par 3.
Right, but just it's not an easy shot to get to that basket. Even though the drone made it look like it was super simple, it's rough.
Looks like Missy gonna find her first OB of the round. We'll see if she can save a par.
It's 410 feet on a pure like late flipping turnover.
Yeah. Missy in danger here of taking her first bogey. Own going through that last gap, making the cameras dance.
That her tee shot was unreal.
Yeah. It again, as she does, it just broke right in the nick of time before the trees. Own finally having to take her foot off the gas just for a second and take a par. Missy gonna take a bogey. What is 6 in a row? Is that a thing?
We haven't come up with anything
yet. A 6 in a row after a 5 in a row? What's that called?
I feel like we could call it a Lone Ranger today.
Great.
No one else is going to do it.
Perfect.
An Own Ranger.
More perfect. Yes. I would buy the shirt.
Let's watch our lead card attack this hole.
A lot of height on this one from Henna.
This is great.
Yeah, just a touch too much height, but she's still in a great spot. I would have kept going forever, it looked like.
That tree, I think, helped it, maybe.
And sidearm, you're not going to get quite as much distance generally. I was going to say it is safer, but those trees are kind of right in the way. You have to throw more of a hyzer line.
She's still going to have to work her way around the Mando, but it is safe.
Kristin throwing that a little bit better and gets way down there. Almost the same spot as yesterday. Tough to attack from there, but possible.
It's almost like a get lucky shot on the second one from that area.
Throw and hope for sure.
Throw and hope. Ooh.
Force over here from Cat. That looks huge. Huge.
Bombed.
Huge. Look at the spotter go. That's the circle for the MPO basket, which again
So she just
is
threw
what,
410.
410.
She just threw 410
On a
in the
technical force over line. Let's see what that was.
Oh, my mind's blown.
Star Destroyer. So she's really sent it. And
Catrina in a really tricky spot, not quite able to get out yet. Still worried about this Mando here. And the OB.
No. It's safe, but not in a good spot. And this is brutal after doing so much work to get a couple under par. Already throwing 4.
And a nice committed shot.
Yeah, well done from there. But still not a gimme for par.
Kristin's second.
Yeah, it looks like she's lining up that left side forehand gap. Oh no, she's punching through the middle.
Heck yeah, she is.
And it works.
It's gonna work.
Yep, throw and hope. I mean, there are gaps, but look at them. Like, come on.
That's latitude 64 hope. Sorry.
I think it was a verdict, but you know, yeah, I got you.
Henna getting out of that second grouping of trees. She's going to be, I think, in circle 2.
Yeah.
Catrina throwing her 5th shot now to get out and hopefully onto the green.
Yep, perfect layup. Allie Smith absolutely drilled this one. If it wasn't elevated, it would have gone in.
Really?
And if she missed, it would have gone 100 feet past. But it was a cool birdie.
Cat sliding up to just outside the bullseye.
I think there was only 4 birdies on this one yesterday.
The fact that she just had a little standstill,
little teeny pitch guy.
I forgot that was her drive.
It was insane.
There was 12 birdies today, a quarter of
wow.
the field getting it. Yeah, way more than yesterday.
Huge improvement.
Yes, ma'am.
Great to see her convert after that huge drive.
Yeah, she kind of changes her putting style on these elevated baskets.
Mm-hmm.
Henna's going to walk away with a par, and you feel really good about that on 17. You're fine with it.
Catrina gonna move back to even par on the day. Kristin blasting through the middle.
Another birdie.
Another birdie.
Slowly stringing them together.
I feel like that's her move. Just slow, resolute, terrifying. Right behind you.
Always there.
Always there. Owned at 12, still in solo first. 1 more to go.
The final hole of the day, a par 5 at 685 feet. This is one that you can break up into smaller sections and take a pretty easy birdie if you want. But there are a lot of trees and a lot of trouble you can get into when you try to chase that eagle. And I think a lot of people are, because it is a very eagleable hole. There's an out of bounds line all the way down the right-hand side that you can catch if you hit a tree and kick right. Left side, there is an OB line in the woods, but it's difficult to get to. They gave us a little bit more room to work, but it is very thick and brambly over there. Some Texas woods.
Owen trying to get 1 more to finish it off. Or an eagle. We don't know. We don't know what she chases. Great first shot.
Mm-hmm. I feel like she's chasing eagles. Oh, yeah.
Big old flex sidearm from Owen. Should be an easy birdie. Even kind of a long look. And she's absolutely parked to go 13 down with a bogey, dude.
No. No way.
Gets a friendly pat from Evelina. And I meant to look this up. I'm pretty sure this was 1055 rated because I heard people talking about it because I think 1059 is the highest FPO rating we've ever seen. I believe it was Paige Pierce. So one of the highest rated rounds we've ever seen.
Yep, so far still holding at 1055.
Kristin really early off the drive catches a tree and bounces OB. You can see some of the footing issues. The staff did put a lot of these mats down, which really helped. But definitely a bit awkward on this tee pad.
Cat catching some high branches. She kicks down into the right, but doesn't find the OB line.
You can still birdie from that right side, too. Mm-hmm. Henna went huge on this shot yesterday. She is going S-line FD. Nice straight shot. Just needs to get more of a straight skip than a flare, and it does.
Heck yeah, that's great.
Yeah, it is.
So far, too. Wow, 40% of the field birdied this one today.
Nice. That's awesome.
That is.
Less chasing the eagle, probably. Sounds like a very Texas country lyric.
It sure does.
Kristin throwing 3 with the OB. She still has a lot of work to do. Oof.
Ooh, thankfully that did not get a really big kick because you could find the OB again so easily.
It's going to be a tough bogey save even though. Cat, kind of awkward footing on this tree, but she makes it work.
Opts to go up the middle. Doesn't
Wow.
want to mess with the OB on the right, and that looks great.
That was the most awkward run-up and follow-through I think I've ever seen, considering that went 350 feet in the woods. Kristin throwing 4. There is a pretty nice gap on this side. She's able to throw the forehand, but, oh, man, catches another tree. Catrina with a great drive. Looks like she's lining up the left side, trying to flip one up.
Ooh, pretty. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Uh-huh.
Heck yeah.
Way up there. Looks like probably within 100 feet or so, similar to what we just saw from Own.
Henna with another little sidearm.
Yeah, and look at this is her drive. And she's not going to get that eagle, but should be able to convert on birdie.
God, that's such a far drive.
Yeah, you can tell she's just so mad, I'm sure, because it was just a phenomenal drive to not convert.
Kristin doesn't have a ton to work with. She would have to kind of cheat through that corner of trees. She doesn't quite get through. She's still in circle 2 for a bogey.
Yeah. Henna lays this one up. Well done. Not how she wanted to finish. Still kind of that tester distance she's been struggling with, though she has been cashing more of them in the latter half of the round.
Catrina with just a simple little hyzer approach. Wow. Bullseye for birdie. Nice
to
bounce
go
back.
Back under par, too.
Yeah.
Catrina really fought today.
Cat squeaking through that little jail
Yeah.
on the corner.
Sweet.
She's looking just so
Saucy.
So calm.
Kristin, really long bogey save look. Goes deep.
Man, this hole really spiraled out of control here at the end.
They can. Henna for a birdie. There we go.
Yay.
And that's nice to finish that way. Hopefully she remembers that one and not some of the earlier ones.
What a strong back 9 from
4
Henna.
down.
Uh-huh. And she had so many opportunities as well. She's throwing the disc still just like a genius.
Not the typical finish from Kristin Tattar.
Yeah, kind of lost focus. That was a lot of throws having to be done on this one hole.
Yeah, it ends with a triple. Still under par on the round.
That's so impressive.
Yeah, it is impressive, but I might have kicked her off to chase card. We'll see here in a second.
Katrina finishing out with a birdie as well. Really, really well polished back nine. Just one hole. And Kat Mertsch is going to finish off with a birdie as well. That's two really great rounds in a row from Kat Mertsch. She's looking so solid and relaxed out there.
Relax is definitely the word. Kat gonna be in solo second, own the story of the day. 13 down.
Almost-
Solo lead, two strokes ahead.
Yeah, almost doubling the next round.
Oh
That's
my
just
gosh, that's
insane.
wild.
Wow. Missy Gannon going to work her way up into that tie for third. We get to watch Henna Blomroos again tomorrow wrap up our lead card. Look at all these scores under par. Top 10, everyone pretty much shot under par. Maria Oliva working her way up. Cadence Burge working her way up with some solid 3 downs. Ella Hansen as well in the top 15.
A lot of moving on moving day.
Oh, yeah. It was a nice Saturday with not very much lightning or thunder. We love that. Tomorrow there is still a light chance in the forecast for some storms and some rain, but hopefully we have another day where it just works out.
Yeah, I don't know. I think no one's worried enough now, so it'll probably happen.
Catch us when we're not ready for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, come hang with us tomorrow for the final day of the Open at Austin, presented by Flight Factory. I'm Madison Walker.
I'm Erika Stinchcomb, and we're the two hot geese.
Honk.